In the new snapshot 23W42A, they introduced the crafter. This was following the announcement in Minecraft Live about it. And because of the crafter, we can do a lot of cool stuff. For example, we can automatically turn kelp into kelp blocks. Before you would have to manually craft these kelp blocks, but now these crafters can craft them for you. So here is a machine that automatically turns kelp into kelp blocks and replenishes the smoker. This is one slice of it. It is a one-wide tileable design, which means you can just stack a bunch of clones of this little slice next to each other to expand your farm even further. So that's what I've done here. There's 12 slices, which seems to be the maximum if you have just an item hopper line. But you could use a water stream if you wanted more slices. Each slice produces about, let me get my math here. Where is it? 44 items per hour. So each slice is 44 items per hour, and they all output to one line here, and there's one line of input here. Now, I do have a silencer out the back, but this is actually optional, and if you didn't want it, you could remove it, and it would just be a little bit noisier and a bit laggier. So here's one slice. I'm going to fly around it a little bit. Feel free to stop the video at any point and take a screenshot. Alright, now let's get on with the build tutorial. So in this chest I have all the materials necessary to create this thing, along with the silencer, which are just these two. And up here are all the materials required to make this in raw form. And if you don't actually want the silencer, you would just use a little bit less nether quartz and a little bit less redstone dust, which is nice. And it would be a little bit smaller. So anyways, we're going to take these materials. We're going to get some scaffolding blocks, some dried kelp to kickstart it, and a few kelp to demonstrate. So first off, you take your scaffolding block. This can be any block. It doesn't have to be a block of iron. It could be stone, wool, or something else. Wool like I have over there. You'll get your redstone comparator. You'll put it here. And a redstone dust in front. And then we'll take a scaffolding block and we will have our crafter here. And so the crafter is facing up, and so that's very important. On top of that, we'll put 2 droppers. And on this crafter, we'll put a hopper to input into it. We'll put a barrel on top of that, and I'll scaffold up a little bit and put a hopper facing into this barrel. Put our smoker here, and we'll have a hopper pointing into the smoker on the side and top. Remember to shift click if you want it to go inside there. Then we're going to take our scaffolding blocks and we're going to make a hopper face into it, onto the facing towards the left side of the build. Then we'll do the same over here, facing onto the right side of the build. And finally, we'll take our last hopper and we'll point it into this one. And last but not least, we will put a observer facing into this redstone dust, an observer facing into that observer. I will quickly remove the scaffolding blocks and then I will show you how to make the silencer. Alright, so if you want to make it a little bit quieter, here's what you do. You add a redstone comparator and a composter here. And we will need to fill this composter up because it has to be at full signal strength. So yeah, you'll just take your extra kelp blocks and you'll... Oops! I accidentally clicked it one too many times. There we go. Anyways, so our input is over here on this hopper. In fact, I'm going to switch back to creative mode just to make it easier. So we'll put our input in there, your kelp blocks, or your kelp. And you do need to kickstart this machine with a single piece of fuel. So I'll put in a dried kelp block, or rather, you need enough for it to make its own kelp blocks. So let me just quickly demonstrate what happens when this fills up. Oh. and Kelp Block goes in there. It travels up through these hoppers, or up through these droppers, into this hopper. It goes into this hopper, which will get immediately sucked back through this and into the smoker. And so once this hopper fills up, as well as this smoker fills up with dried kelp blocks, and I'll quickly demonstrate that. Oops. Then this hopper will start to fill up as well, and that'll actually output into a chest. So let's quickly demonstrate that. There we go. It goes here because these two are full now, and because this hopper is pointing that way, it'll go there. And then this is your input line, so this faces into the next slice, and so your kelp blocks will feed in through here and pass to the next slices. So let's see this in action. The kelp blocks are feeding into this input line, which goes across all the slices, and this output line goes back from all of them after filling up all these, and outputs here. And while we were doing that build tutorial, it just made about a stack of dried kelp. So each slice is 44 an hour, and 12 slices, which seems to be the maximum you can get with one hopper line, is about 528 items per hour, which is 8.5 stacks, or a little bit more than 8 stacks, not 8.5. So that is how you make one of these. So there are other designs that I have seen online, but a lot of them rely on spitting the auto crafter directly into a hopper. So let me quickly create one of these designs. Okay, so a lot of them do something like this, where the crafter immediately dumps into here, which goes into the smoker. And when this fills up, this will just spit out into the open, and they usually have like a water stream going this way. And that is a cheaper way of doing it. The only issue is that I'm not sure how reliable the crafter dropper mechanism is and how much of your yield will actually be picked up. Anyways, thank you for watching. This was a quick tutorial I kind of wanted to make just to get it out there. And maybe I'll make another one, maybe I won't. Alright, see ya.